Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be discussing the overall market. We've had some bullish news come out from Trump regarding crypto. We're going to be discussing that. And we're going to be discussing some of the recent meme coin plays that have been doing phenomenally well. So if that sounds interesting, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Massive things are happening right now on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has regained the macro trend line. We're now above it, and we have relatively low stochastic RSIs on the daily. Now, many people are asking me, what is the next level that I'm targeting on this upwards breakout? It's very clear, guys. There's a clear level which I'm targeting, which is for two fib levels. Local fib levels from the 123 July top down to the recent August bottom of 111. That's giving us between 128 and 130K, and more macro levels on the fibs, taking us from the January 109K top from the Trump pump down to the tariff crash of 74K in April. Both of these levels are targeting somewhere between the kind of 127 to 131K region. This is a region for me where I'm going to be taking very big profits on potentially Bitcoin and, most importantly, the altcoins, because altcoins largely do follow Bitcoin, despite many people thinking there's a major lag and Bitcoin tops out and then months later altcoins top out. Just go back in history, look at some of the charts. It's usually a few days between Bitcoin topping and altcoins topping. And sometimes Bitcoin even tops after the altcoins, as we saw in 2021. So that's something to also keep in mind, guys. But this for me is a major profit taking region. I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed to be the top, but it's a level which I'm looking at as a potential cycle top. Now, after that, you'd be looking at 140, but we'll talk about that if we get closer to it. Now, my VIPs just made some massive gains on a meme coin, which I mentioned in the DGen chat. Okay, we were doing a meme coin hunting session in my Discord. Now, if you guys don't know, I have a Discord server, which is literally the most active and the most insightful Discord server out there. And we do research sessions. We all get on a call and we research the markets, right? And 24/7, people are talking in there about what's going on. Now, I called this meme in the chat. You can see proof here. I called it, and you can see the price in which I called it to the price that it went to. It did a 41x on your money from the low to the high in just a day. 41x in a day. I mean, where else can you make those types of gains other than being in this group? Honestly, I don't know. Now, this whole meme is centered around the Ibiza final boss. This thing's going viral. You see it all over X. I'm just scrolling through X, and it's all I'm seeing. So they got on CoinGecko, got a 38 million market cap now. It seems like it could keep going. I would be cautious with this type of meme because these things that come out and get very viral and pump instantly, they do tend to also dump just as quick as they pump. So it's just something to be aware of. We saw that with Peanut the Squirrel when that whole meme coin thing happened. I'm not saying this will get as big as Peanut the Squirrel, but it reminds me a lot of that whole Peanut thing where it just took over social media. Another one which we've been printing on is Troll. We made a 15.5x on Troll, and I gave out buy alerts for it as low as 0.012, pumping 15.5x from that alert. And look at that God candle after God candle after God candle that this chart was producing. It's absolutely incredible. Now, many people have been asking me about my conviction plays. Are they the same? Are there any new ones to add to it? Honestly, my conviction list is pretty much the same. I made a video yesterday on Morpho, which I highly recommend you watch. I'm pretty bullish on Morpho right now. The chart looks good. It's putting in higher lows, and it's just got a really good structure to it. So this is one which, you guys should definitely go and research. As I said, I made a video on it. And Sui's looking ready to take off. Arrow's looking ready to take off. And Say, those three in particular all look ready. So obviously, take your pick as to which coins you want to have in your portfolio. I personally have all of these, and I plan to sell most of them around the same time because most altcoins do generally top out in the same week period, right? When the kind of massive pump comes in and retail FOMO, that's usually the period where you get a top. And, you can put loads of emphasis on each individual chart, but I wouldn't be getting bogged down looking at all the individual charts. Just realize most altcoins top out around the same time, and that is the time to sell them. And the time is usually around the same time that Bitcoin tops out. And if we take a look at Total 3, it's just beginning its next move up here. You can see that my target on Total 3, if I just draw some fibs here and we go from this high down to this low, my target is around that 1.5 trillion level, just under 1.5 trillion. That's my next target on this move up. And I think we're going to do that, honestly, in August to September. I know it sounds crazy to see that type of a move in the next kind of 3 to 6 weeks, but I think it's very possible that we see it and our altcoins are going to go up crazy if that happens, especially if you're positioned in the winners and the outperformers. You got to realize most coins are probably not even going to do a 3x. But if you're positioned in the winners, you could end up making 5, 10, 15x on some of your plays. You've just got to be positioned in the winners. I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the recent news that's come out from Trump. He has now said that you can essentially use crypto in your 401ks. So there's now, a massive market open to crypto as a result of Trump's decision. Now, after that, Bitcoin broke out above the macro resistance trend line that I've been talking about that stems all the way back to 2017. Trump also officially signed an executive order to stop banking discrimination against crypto as well. So we got two major pieces of legislation, both relating to crypto. This to me is another thing pointing towards a major move up in the coming weeks, especially as we start to price in rate cuts in September onwards. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about my thesis regarding why I think we could top out as soon as 1 to 2 months' time. Now, you've got to realize, why would the Fed actually start a cutting cycle? It's not because the economy is in a point of strength. It's the very opposite. It's because the economy is at a point of weakness and they're trying to do some last minute surgery to save it. That's what they're doing. And they're always too late. Now, if you imagine this in the real world, right? Imagine someone's got a terminal illness. Obviously, hopefully that doesn't happen to anyone. But imagine someone has a terminal illness and they are essentially dying. And you only just spotted it last minute. It doesn't matter what you're going to do to them, right? It's probably too late, unfortunately. Okay. And the window of opportunity is probably over to save the person, unfortunately. That is the same with the economy. If you don't cut early on, which Jerome Powell does not do really. Now, we did have some rate cuts, but it wasn't enough. If you wait for the weakness to occur, if you wait for the labor market to weaken, it doesn't matter. It's already too late by that point. Rate cuts are just last minute attempts to save a dying person. So that's my stance when it comes to rate cuts. I know many people disagree with me, but we'll see in due course. I'm not ruling out an October, November, December top. I'm just saying it's not my personal base case. Again, I'm not ruling it out. But I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you want to make the types of gains that I've been making recently on Troll and that my VIPs have been making on the Ibiza final boss. Now, I didn't give a buy alert for this. I just gave a call for it. So I didn't actually get in myself, but a lot of the VIPs did. And they turned $1,000 into $41,000 in just a very short period of time. Now, if you want to be one of the ones that's winning big in this market, like my VIPs who are winning on the Ibiza final boss coin, which did a 41x, and Troll, which I gave a buy alert for, which did a 15.5x, then check out the VIP group link down below and get on that VIP membership today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Goodbye.